Hello YouTube, it's MoreThanLuck, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Ace Combat 04 Shattered Skies. This is a Namco game, and probably one of my favorite PlayStation 2 games. So let's get started. Okay, I just last night finished my, before I Let's Play a game, I always play through it one more time again. Because I've played through this game countless times. But last night I finished my trial run before. And so I like to think I'm fairly decent at this game. We don't need to change any options. Let's start a new game. Let's see. I'm not sure if I want to do normal or if I want to do hard. Let's just do normal. This game is a beautiful storyline. I really urge you to pay attention here.
I was just a child when the stars fell from the skies. But I remember how they built a cannon to destroy them. And in turn how that cannon brought war upon us. War was an abstract idea, nothing more than a show on TV. As a child, I only saw it as something that happened in some faraway land. Until that final day of summer. One day while on my way to school, I looked up in the skies. A sound like distant thunder. In the blue skies far above me, contrails drew dizzying circles around in a crazy waltz. A battle in the beautiful skies far away. I could not tear my gaze away from them. As if to graze the hills and streak past me. The fighters played the cat or the mouse in turn as they climbed swiftly into the sky. One fleeing plane fell out of the skies, spiraling and spewing orange flames to crash by the cape. The same cape where my family lived. Now they only live in my memories of days past. The victor circled around to confirm the kill. And on his craft, there was a large number 13 emblazoned in yellow. I will never forget this. The Allies retreated across the ocean before the onslaught of the enemy. Our little town in the heart of the mainland fell into deep isolation.
Alright, so, as you guys probably picked up from that little story mission, now we're getting...
4 years after the planetfall of the Ulysses 1994 XL...
I'll skip that. Anyways. Here, we'll get the mission briefing and I'll explain a little bit more.
Here is the current sitrep and your orders for deployment, effective immediately. Enemy agents destroyed our early morning radar network, allowing several bear bombers to penetrate our airspace. In 13 minutes, we expect this bomber formation to strike Allen Ford Air Base and then move on to targets at North Point. Our air defense forces are extremely weak at this point in time. Hence, our GHQ is a safe
And we have a mission title!
It is mission critical that you destroy the bombers and neutralize the threat before they get past Newfield Island. Remember, you are the first line of defense for North Point, and the fate of ISAF lies in your hands.
Alright, so as I was trying to explain earlier, as you could tell from that story, that boy, who we don't get his name, was going to school when Yellow 13 shot down a enemy plane, which is an ISAF plane, which landed on the cape where his parents, he lived, and killed both his parents, making him all alone in the world. So here you can see the mission screen. These red targets are what we have to take out. The yellow targets are optional, but they give us more points. The blue targets are friendlies. So there's that. Right off the bat, show the aircraft. You can see there's a lot of aircraft that they let us get here, but we haven't done anything, so we have no money, so I'm not going to be doing any of that right now. So let's just start the mission. We're going to want to choose the F4E, which is the standard fighter you get. And since we don't have any money to buy other weapons, we'll be using the unguided bombs. So let's get started with Sitting Duck. All the like commentated cutscenes and whatever, I won't really be talking over, just because that's already done for me, and there's nothing really I can add to them, except for clarification sometimes. So this is mainly, my commentary is mainly going to be through gameplay. This is probably my favorite cutscene in the whole game right here. You guys probably saw this in the reveal trailer I put up a little while back. You can see the Mobius strip ribbon logo on the back of our plane, because we are Mobius 1, the first member of Mobius Squad, otherwise known as the Ribbons. Now I had to slow that down in the trailer because they flashed that shape so often, or that little phrase, but it's kind of hard to read.
You are now under my command. 6 bombers on vector 360 confirmed. Continue north to intercept. Today's my birthday. A victory sure would be nice.
Alright, so let me go over the controls really quickly. In the upper left of the screen you can see how many points we have. Upper right you can see the time limit. In the middle of the screen you can see how fast we're going and our altitude. You can also see how many rounds we have for our gun, the missile, the UGBMs, and how much damage we've taken. The lower left there is the screen for shows the friendlies and enemies, and if you press the square button, different pressure, you see more. L1 slows your plane down, L2 speeds your plane up, which we'll do right now, and then R2 turns you slightly on a horizontal axis. It's inverted controls, so down makes you go up, up makes you go down, and then to turn, you're going to want to roll to the side and then pull upwards. So, let's take out these bombers, eh? These early missions are really, really easy, but they get almost exponentially more difficult later on. So basically right here all we want to do is get within 900 meters of these guys, fire off 2 missiles, and there's that. Let's take out the other target next to us here. You can see the arrow pointing to where they are. See if we get close enough I can actually use gun round also. Actually, I'll take out the optional targets first. I don't think this will be a 100% thing. I'll try my best to do as well as I can, but you know, I can't always guarantee I'll get all S ranks or whatever. There is a ranking system based on how well you do. Like, obviously, C is just barely completing the mission, B is doing a little bit better, A is doing very well, and then S rank is almost perfect. You see this missile alert came on screen because one of the enemy planes targeted us and shot a missile at me. And they did so again right now. I'm stalling because I'm going too slow. You turn faster if you're... you turn a lot faster if you don't... the slower you're going, the faster you turn is what I'm trying to say. Jeez. But also, you're at risk of stalling then. Fire another 2 there. Now there's just 2 planes over here. Let's take these guys out, and that'll call it an episode. So there's only 18 missions in this game, which seems like it's not a lot, but it's longer than you think it will be. I don't know why I didn't fire earlier. Well, look how close I am to this guy right here. Let's see if I can take him out with guns. Come on. It's generally harder to, obviously. Not impossible. Alright, let's just take him out. You turn much slower when you're pulling downwards as opposed to upwards. And there we go, mission complete. We got an A rank, not S rank, because some of our guys took out the enemy pilot, or the other pilots.
That's a roundup. Let's go on home.
Alright. So here you get a little replay. I won't be showing these very often, or really ever.
Thanks to your efforts, the enemy bomber strike was averted. However, our
obviously the white arrow is us, by the way. The red arrows are the enemy planes. There's me showing the controls. I really like these sequences. They really show very cool things, especially when you get into the later missions. Like when you show the later missions where people are dogfighting, like, or the AI is really, really good, it can be crazy. Like, you see that? That was pretty cool, where we did that big loop around. You're going to take out these last two guys. I'm very, very close to them, you know. And that was that. That's the whole mission.
The war seemed to unfold in the blink of an eye. I don't remember exactly when the forces from the west occupied my town. I was too busy scanning the skies day after day, waiting for Yellow 13 to reappear. Before I knew it, everything changed. The language they taught us at school. Our friendly local sheriff disappeared and was replaced by foreign MPs. In the beginning, some people secretly tuned into broadcasts from North Point on their parabolic antennas. But as time passed, the broadcast no longer came in. Maybe the satellites were destroyed. All non-military computer networks were shut down. Gasoline was rationed to civilians. Though we lived in the 21st century, we were reduced to using crystal radios and horse-drawn carts. I moved in with my uncle in town, who used to be a taxi driver. Out of gasoline and out of work, my uncle did nothing but to drown himself in drink. I earned my keep by playing the harmonica in the town bar, the one thing I was good at. I'd play for sullen occupation soldiers in exchange for their charity and loose change, and used the money to support my uncle and myself. My uncle trash-talked the barkeep who catered to the enemy soldiers, but he never refused the money I brought home. As for myself, I had a crush on the barkeep's only daughter, who was a little older than me. Another day passed, yet still no sign of the fighter plane Yellow 13 in the skies above our town.
Alright, and that's that. It's a really sad kind of story when you get into it, but it does help to show the other side of war that most games in a military setting really never cover, and that is, you know, how the average person is affected by it. You know, and so we get this glimpse into this boy's life on the front lines, well, in the middle of enemy territory, I guess, and how that really changed his whole world. You know, as a direct result of the war, his whole family died. So, you know, it's a thing that's very different from almost any other military game I can think of. But anyways, that'll do it for this episode. So next time, we will take on the next mission. See you guys then.